Please don't post leaks or spoilers in the comments. I don't understand why I need to specify that, but apparently I do. Also, heads up, the audio for the following video is a bit weird, so I've also linked a Reddit post where I typed up everything I'm saying here for you to read along with. A lot of the trailer just showed off Star Rail's history, but we got a few looks at Amphoreus and the Express, so I want to take a crack at them. I doubt the introduction with the crew is exactly how 3.0 will start, but if we take it as an approximation of events, then Amphoreus, or whatever tech hides it, takes the shape of a Mobius strip, and the Express's method of investigating it is to fire one of the train cars at it, so it only has 5 left. Next, something happens to Kalos. He hears past memories and gains the power to move through them by waving his hand. I think the version is showing him multiple versions of the car is closer to what we'll actually get though. To contrast the perspective and 3D puzzles in Penacony, Amphoreus may involve switching between alternate versions of a space. Think the timepiece mechanic from Dishonored 2 or the time anomalies and Wuthering Waves. If Amphoreus is big on remembrance, it makes sense for differently remembered or recorded things to have a role there. Skipping the recaps, Amphoreus, the titan holding the sun from the Golden Saga trailer, has a statue here. Amphoreus also has a lot of mountains and open air, and a lot of broken bridges with thin support pillars. It's a miracle none of them have collapsed. The bridge on the right almost looks like a rope bridge the way it curves slightly. The next shot is the same place from the opposite angle. The domed building next to the Express in the last is on the left now, and the tall building on the right matches the one on the left of the last. Not sure what the giant pillar protruding from it is, but this also gives us a better look at the rainbow pathways from before. In my analysis of the Golden Saga trailer, I said Anaxagoras may be a reference to Odin, so a rainbow bridge fits despite being from another mythology. However, the Greeks had a goddess of the rainbow who used them to send messages, so while we may not get to freely walk on them, maybe they'll be used as a sort of fast travel between key points, like the warp gates on the Lawfu. There's also a very important building in the background hidden by clouds, a palace perhaps. One of the other locations we see is a bathhouse. There are stairs leading into what appears to be water, and the booths surrounding it have refreshments for the clients. I'm just curious how this will be represented in game. Will it always be empty, or will 3.0 just have a bunch of NPCs who only wear bath towels all the time? The next shot is really interesting. It seems to be inside a cavern. The fallen pillar implies disrepair or a small conflict, and the floating arch makes it seem even more mysterious. Against a portal float the 12 symbols of the Titans from the Golden Saga trailer, half of them illuminated. Interestingly, each group of 3 from that trailer are grouped together here as well, just in a different order overall. Not sure what the light means though. Perhaps those represent the core flames now with their heirs, since the 6th is shown on Aglaea's script marketing. Maybe the reordering of the 4 groups is just to clarify they all did their work independently, not one after the other. Finally, another city, this time at night. There's what may be a furnace burning at the bottom left, but what's most interesting is a giant sword pointing at a large building. It's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure it's hanging from a chain. You can just about see the distinction between the lengths while facing different directions. Given this is almost certainly a sort of Damocles reference, I'm assuming this is either the capital of Amphoreus' civilization, or at least somewhere incredibly important. As for the lighting, while I doubt it'll be a constant hazard like in Genshin or Breath of the Wild, it'd be cool if it was used for puzzles. Maybe certain areas need to be traversed carefully, like the floor puzzles in Herta Space Station, or use lightning conductors to unlock doors and chests. The last thing we get is Castorice. Her surroundings seem mostly open with open flames, probably a ceremonial site of some sort, but the open air could also mean this is where the Express lands. Anyway, the previous trailer states she's some sort of psychopomp, and we see more here to demonstrate that. A fish decays, but from one direction, as if someone's eating it in real time, or maybe it's passing through some weird time distortion. A flower rots, and finally a crow explodes. I'm not sure how this one fits, to be honest. The others showcase decay, but it's more like someone threw a crow at the main Express. It was ascending down, hung down and said march, and it blew up in the vacuum of space. Anyway, Castorice's body is pretty messed up too. It's like flowers are growing out of her, like she's from Dragon God. Or at least that's what one of them passing under her clothes suggests. She also has weird bone-like markings on her front that are the wrong shape and angle to be her ribs, and her dress is burnt. Though that last part makes sense since she still has that dragon with her. If she isn't a remembrance unit who summons it in battle, I'll eat my hat. because no way is Hoyo missing that golden opportunity. And while she's not similar enough to count as a full XP, her color scheme and outfit are eerily similar to the Herrscher of Finality. Kiana also had a dragon companion at one point. Finally, the poster also has a small symbol in the bottom right with another Amphoreus the Eternal Land caption, but the symbol itself is clearly a version of Mem. So the one paired with Trailblazer is either a legendary figure themselves with amnesia or some other nerfing ailment, or one of a race of beings important to Amphoreus. And some other details pointed out to me by friends on Discord. There seems to be an intentional shift from the left to the right. The left has a darker sky complete with clouds, floating rocks, and greyed out buildings, while the right is sunlit with birds and a large vibrant tree. Probably a representation of the dark history from the Golden Saga trailer and the utopian view we got in this one. Also, the triangular shape behind the English Amphoreus sign is the same as in Aglaea's background in the previous trailer, with the sun behind the O being the I at the start of it. Finally, the name comes with an infinity symbol. This obviously calls back to the Mobius strip in the opening, but maybe it also points to some sort of loop being in effect. Why else would it appear right next to the phrase, the Eternal Land? And before we go, an update on my Chrysos Heirs as Olympians theory. Aglaea has the core flame of romance, and with 12 heirs and 12 Olympians, this could mean she's meant to be Aphrodite, though this idea will live or die with the next revealed Chrysos heir. This leaves Cyrene without a divine counterpart. However, the membership of the 12 Olympians is also unclear, with the final position differing between Hestia and Dionysus depending on the source. A modern explanation for this is Hestia gave her seat away. If Cyrene represents her, perhaps she's descended from a forgotten 13th Titan, or is a Titan herself, who made way for the next generation of heroes. This next part is another stab in the dark, but Dionysus is likely Hycelens, who in turn reminded me of Honkai's Eden in my last video. She and Alicia, i.e. Cyrene's influence, were very close and a popular ship, so it oddly makes sense to tie them with the two gods sharing the 12th spot, if that is indeed what they're representing. And a quick note about Aglaea's drip marketing now that I have you all here. The text at the top right says, "Thank you for all your hard work," suggesting the symbol represents whoever's talking to her, not Aglaea herself. On the other hand, while it's been implied by Aglaea's drip marketing and in the trailer that the Titans have to die for their core flames to be inherited, we don't know if all Titans are antagonistic. Perhaps Aglaea's one wanted her to inherit their power, and this message is just them congratulating her for it. In that case, the symbol could represent both the speaker and Aglaea. And this really is the last part, and I can't believe I have to specify this, but even after ending my last video by asking people not to share leaks, the only person to comment on it did only that. So no leaks or spoilers, please. No leaks or spoilers. I'd love to hear your thoughts on mine and your own theories, but again, without leaks or spoilers. Please subscribe for more if you are interested. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.